The Senate is voting very soon on an amended resolution, a continuing resolution, after a group of moderate Democrats joined Republicans to pave the way to end the government shutdown. Our Washington correspondent, Eduardo Martinez, joins us in studio to break down the details. Now, Luis, tell us why some moderate Democrats are now joining Republicans and what's in this deal.
Okay, so the deal that we're seeing up, and that deal came to fruition yesterday night. Right now, they're voting on a series of amendments, but what the deal includes is a continuing resolution with an extended date. So the original continuing resolution that passed the House of Representatives September 16th was until November 21st. Now they amended that to a continuing resolution that would go to the end of January 2026. They're also committing to vote on 3 appropriation bills that have already been voted out of committee in the Senate on a bipartisan basis. That's going to be legislative branch, the Military, Construction, and Veterans Affairs, and the Agriculture Department. And Senate Republicans have also promised Democrats to hold a vote on a bill, which has not yet been drafted, to potentially extend or reform the ACA healthcare subsidies that they've been fighting for before the end of December, before the second week of December. So interesting, because it's exactly the same deal that we had seen at the beginning before the shutdown, which is a continuing resolution to allow for the appropriations process to go through. The 3 appropriations bills that are going to be passed to fund those 3 departments through the end of the fiscal year to September 2026 had already been agreed by their respective committees in the Senate on a bipartisan basis, and a promise on a vote on the extension of the ACA healthcare subsidies was what Senator John Thune, Majority Leader for Republicans in the Senate, had already promised Democrats since before the shutdown.
Wow. So since October 1st till now, the longest shutdown in American history. What has been achieved during this shutdown? What's each party saying about it?
Well, that's what I just mentioned. It's a little upsetting, probably for all the people who have been affected. The over 150,000 federal workers that have been furloughed, and over 1 million active duty military personnel that are not sure whether or not they were going to receive their next paycheck. On top of that, of course, the 42 million Americans that have been now impacted by the end of SNAP funding nationwide, and nothing has really changed. A continuing resolution until the end of January means that January 30th, we're going to have another shutdown drama, another impasse in the Senate where both sides are going to have to get together to see if they can fund government to the end of the year. And Democrats are saying right now that the victory that they achieved is that they now have achieved the deal to fund SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, all the way till September 2026. But the truth is that if you fund the Agriculture Department, which is one of the appropriation bills that they're going to vote on, you fund SNAP. So again, it's just messaging from both parties. Republicans, of course, insist that they don't want to extend the ACA healthcare subsidies until, or at least consider it until the government is reopened. And Democrats are saying that they fought for what they were trying to get, now got a promise on a vote on a bill that hasn't been drafted, and they're trying to sell also to the American people that they have gotten SNAP funded, which would have been funded either way with a continuing resolution that will now be voted on in the next half an hour or so.
And now that we may likely see the government reopen soon, what's the next step? When will we see the government reopen and funding flow in?
So right now, as we are speaking, the Senate is voting on all of these bills that I mentioned, the amended continuing resolution, the trio of appropriation bills. And if that passes tonight in the Senate, it will go to the House. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, has already put all House members on alert, giving them a 36-hour notice. As soon as this vote passes, they're going to be recalled. The House will be back in session for the first time since September 16th. And the soonest that we might be able to see a vote on these bills would be Wednesday. If the House passes it, which is still a big if because House Democrats are against this deal, you'd have to have all Republicans and maybe a couple of Democrats back the bill for it to pass. Then it would go to the president's desk. And so we might see government reopen by the end of Wednesday or Thursday morning if everything goes as planned, or at least that's the soonest we can see it.
All right, well, let's just hope that the House can get here. None of their flights will be canceled on the way. Eduardo Martinez, thank you very much for your insights here.